All right, so now we've got a little daylight, so I'll show off the two trucks I purchased this week. So we bought this one first. We'll start with this one. So I don't know. I think this is like 2000 or something. This was a V8 truck, original V8 truck, power. Excuse me, power windows and everything, power locks and all. And it was a complete running, driving truck. And then Michael got the truck, I think about November last year or something. And I think, obviously it was 4L60, so it didn't work or was slipping or whatever. So the truck, I guess when whatever happened to the transmission is funny, because the boy's story was that he was driving down the road and ran over like a wild boar, and like the tusk went through the transmission pan and leaked all the fluid out, and he drove it home anyway. And this whole big story, and then Michael gets it and there's not a hole in the transmission pan. So it's like, why would you just not say the transmission slips? Why would you come up with this wild story about running over a wild boar in the middle of the road? I mean, people are just crazy. But anyway, he got the truck, had big plans for it, the typical turbo LS stuff that we like to do. And life and other projects got in the way, and the truck was sitting out by the dyno. So when I was down there, I was kind of looking for another truck, because I need another one. And so I was like, Michael, what you gonna do with that truck? And he's like, I don't know. He said, I need to sell it. And I was like, really? I said, I didn't think he would sell it. So he told me he'd sell it. We agreed on a price and everything. So that was when we were dynoing the Trailblazer over here. And so I was like, all right, man. I was like, if you're selling it, I'll buy it from you. So I went back down there Wednesday, and he helped me load it. And we had to get these wheels. These are not my wheels. Please know that. But we needed a set of wheels, because with these lowering spindles, you got to have at least a 17 to clear, and that's if you run the shorter nut and cut the ball joint, or cut the threads on the ball joint so it'll clear to everything. But so I think you got to run really an 18 to not do any cutting on the bolt and nut there. So anyway, my buddy that works at a tire shop had just sold his truck and had these wheels that are actually for sale if anyone's interested. So he let me borrow them to put them on there so I could move it around and load it. So Michael and I got it loaded up, and then the bed was at his house. We went and loaded the bed, and then the fenders are in the bed, and the hood's over there, and it's got a good grill, and all the parts are there. It's just a part. So after the kid ran over the wild boar in the middle of the road, apparently it sat in a field with the windows partially down, and it got rained in for a couple of years and all that. So Michael pulled all the carpet out, pulled all the interior out, pressure washed the carpet a bunch of times, got it clean and all. And like I say, you know how it is, projects and other cars. He got a Mustang, and it was a running, driving car and all. And I completely understand how that is. Once you get down to this, it's hard to find the time and everything to come back and get it back how you originally anticipated it. So anyway, I bought it from him, and I'm still kind of bouncing around all the engine combos and everything I want to try with it. But I've got an LS6 in there out of Cadillac laying around, and I got a fresh 4L80, and I've got options. So I don't know exactly what drivetrain I'm going to put in it, but he already put a 450 fuel pump in it, so we got a little bit of fuel. And main thing is, I just want to get it cleaned up, because it was a dirt road truck. So Josh has already kind of pressure washed the frame rails and stuff, and trying to get, you know, as soon as you get some dirt out there, you find more. So while it's at this stage, you know, we'll go ahead and get all the dirt and everything out of it and get it cleaned up real good. And don't let me forget to grease the ball joints, because Michael put brand new ball joints and has not greased them, so I can't forget to do that, because I'd hate to wear out new ball joints because I didn't grease them. But anyway, so it's a good platform. Like I say, it is a V8 truck, a factory V8 truck, 5.3, and like I say, it has the power windows and all that. I thought it was a GMC at first because of the wheels, but you know, clearly it's got the 1500 on the door there. But so, and I got a transmission from him. He was building for a WS6 that he had that he'd since sold. So I've got a transmission there, and then you know, I'll just pull all this stuff out of it, get everything sorted and organized, and clean it real good, and get the interior back together. He's got carpet that he cleaned out of it, and then he also has the work mat, like the vinyl floor instead of carpet. So I don't know which way I'm gonna go with that, but I've got a set of door panels that are in better shape than this, you know, without the 3-inch construction screws through the panel. But anyway, so I'll put those on there, and obviously need to do door pins, because you can see the pin striping doesn't match up. But I mean, it's a very solid foundation, a good platform to start with, so I'm excited about it. Now I just have to find the time to put it together, put it back together, and get it going. So that was Wednesday. So Thursday, I'm minding my own business, trying to get my Cadillac back together, and then my wife messages me, "Hey, would you like to buy this truck?" You know, and I see the 2500 on the door, and if you know me, I hate this body style. I absolutely hate this body style. But she said the truck runs and drives and it's $300, and I quit putting the clutch in the Cadillac, and I said, "Send me the address, I'm on the way." So I haven't even washed it or anything. I actually just drove it for the first time last night, because I drove the truck and trailer out there to go pick it up, and when we got there, the lady was like, "Oh, you don't need a trailer, it runs and drives." And I was like, "Really?" So, you know, when someone tells me they have a pickup truck for $300, I expect a lot less than this. You know, more along this lines, right? Fully taken apart, no drivetrain. You know, you're gonna need a trailer. So the lady walks over there. She sticks her hand in the door and hits key, and the truck fires right up. And I was just Josh went with me, and we just looked at each other, and I was like, and it's $300? And she's like, "Yeah." She said one of those, you know, we buy junk cars had offered her $250, and she wanted $300. And I was like, "Well, ma'am, I'll give you $300 for it." So but here's the weird thing. So this is a 92 model. It's a 2500, and it has a 4.3 V6 in it, and I still don't know what transmission it is. I'm assuming it's a 700 R4, but that thing shifts perfect. I can't believe how well that transmission shifts. But it is 6-lug, and it has a 14-bolt rear end in it, and it has it is a 2500. You can see the leaf pack down there. I mean, it's got, I'm just blown away by this thing, because when my wife first sent me the pictures of it, you know, I mean, I've yet to find a dent on the truck. It's a 92 model, and I mean, I'm just blown, like, you know, obviously haven't washed it yet or anything, but it runs and drives so smooth. We drove it a pretty good distance home, and I mean, it did excellent. And like I say, you know, when somebody tells you a truck for $300, you know, you certainly don't expect to hop in it and drive home. And the lady was like, "Oh yeah, and it's got a half a tank of gas in it." So we didn't even have to put gas in it. But excuse me, but we got it home, and like I say, last night was the first time I drove it, and I was just totally impressed with this thing. I mean, it is. I mean, you just don't find trucks like this all the time, especially, you know, $300 ones. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. I really like this truck. I don't know why. I hate this body style. I hate this era of Chevrolet truck, but for some reason I really like this one. So it's probably gonna get an LS. I mean, you know that, but I just don't know, you know, what I want to do with it. So I do have a few engine and transmission combinations laying around. So you know, just obviously put it, I don't know, I guess it's TBI or something, I don't know. But I was, like I say, when we popped the hood, and she said that the engine had been rebuilt within the last year or two. And I mean, everything under the hood still looks clean. And the crazy thing is, you know, typical door handle there, but I mean, look at the dash. I mean, this is a 92 model. I mean, this is a nice pickup truck. I'm blown away by this thing. I really like it. And the chicken does too, apparently. And it needs door pins too as well. You can see the pinstripe doesn't line up. Typical Chevrolet, right? But it even has the air dam thing on the front, and then they had flipped this tag around and painted something on it. So I was gonna take it off, and then when I flipped it over and saw this on it, I thought that looked pretty neat. So I just put it this side out. But like I say, I mean, I was expecting a big block. You know, a 2500. I was just expecting a big block in this thing, and then when we popped the hood, and Josh was like, "It's a 6-cylinder." I was like, what? A 2500 with a 6-cylinder. So, but we started digging into it and looking, and, you know, apparently it happened. So you could order a 2592 with a 4.3 V6. And again, whatever transmission it is, but it is a 373 rear end. And like I say, it's a nice straight, I mean, the grill's in good shape. I mean, it's just, like I say, it's just a really nice pickup truck for, you know, a shop truck or whatever. But anyway, like I say, I don't know what drivetrain I'm gonna put in it, but it's a pretty nice truck. And like I say, I'm put some kind of LS in it and drive it and enjoy it. So anyway, that's the update on these things. About to pull the Trailblazer in and check the pressure on it. That is not mine. It's EcoBoost, and it has a water leak, so it's the fittings for the turbo. Oh, that's where I put the grill when we went for the short bed over here. When we went to go get this thing in a hurry. But if I can ever get a clutch to bleed on this thing, we'll be good to go on that. I posted a video of it running last night. Finally got it running last night, and it sounds great. It's actually very quiet. I was certainly not expecting it to be that quiet, but I hate hydraulic clutches, and whoever's idea it was to replace the mass cylinder, I mean, thank you for that, but I had to take half the car apart to get down in there and get it off, and now, you know, I couldn't get it to bleed, and it's just been aggravating. So my wife and I, you know, and the little reservoir that holds the fluid up there for the clutch, you know, holds like a tablespoon, so you bleed it and then you got to put fluid. So my wife was on the ladder putting fluid while I was running the little vacuum thing to try to bleed it. But I think we finally started getting a pedal on it because before it was just going straight to the floor. And now it actually has some resistance, so I think I can get her in there and pump it and bleed it by pumping the pedal now. So hopefully if I get that done, then I can drive it. So I did the cradle bushings yesterday. That was a nightmare. I got metal in my eye. It still hurts. And it's probably still in there too. But so I did these bushings, all 4 cradle bushings. Obviously got the injectors switched over to the EV1 or what? No, EV6, and then extended the map sensor, and then went to flash it before I tried to crank it, and then I put the new radio in and wasn't thinking that I had the computer running to flash it, and I guess I hit something and it failed the right, so I ended up having to come under here, and the ECU's right up here. So I actually had to pull the ECU out and bench flash it, and thank God it actually took. I was freaking out. I was trying to call Michael and see but luckily it bench flashed. Typically, they'll bench flash, but I don't know, once it starts doing that crazy stuff, trying to flash it through the car and it doesn't go, I was just very, very concerned. But like I said, I did the bench flash and it sent it, then the car cranked up and everything looked good so far. And like I say, whenever my wife gets up, we'll try to get this thing bled and then try to put some miles on the clutch and get it broken in, and then move on to everything else in the yard. But anyway, that's the update for now.